Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Chill Out podcast. Can you actually believe it's August already? Because I'm like, oh my gosh, the year has literally flown by. Like, it's so crazy. I'm currently recording this in my room, and the sunset is gorgeous. Like, it is stunning. Like, oh my gosh, like, I just love it so much. It's like so zen right now. And it's like one of my favorite times of the day because like the sun's like just about to go down and the sky's like really orange and beautiful and it's just gorgeous. Like I try and find something beautiful in every day because I feel like you have to kind of like squeeze as much goodness out of a day as much as you can. So I want to share my own opinions about dating, especially in Cape Town. And I also want to chat about the four feminine qualities that men find extremely attractive. So this should be an interesting one because I have a lot of opinions. So when I think back before I had my first long-term boyfriend, the dating game was slightly different because social media was a thing, but it wasn't that popular yet. And I remember meeting a lot of people through new social circles or like out around town or at work. And I wish I could be fully honest about certain people from my own experiences, but not yet and not today. I remember in high school, it was so crazy. Like I wasn't really that boy crazy or anything like that. And I didn't get like a lot of guy attention in high school either. The type of like guy attention that I would get is probably like having a crush on like Zac Efron from High School Musical. Like I'm not even kidding. But I wasn't really someone that got a lot of attention from guys. So I kind of accepted that and chose to rather focus on creating friendships with guys, which was always easy for me because I grew up around three brothers. Like I remember this one guy who I had literally the biggest crush on in high school, and we would talk, but he wasn't giving me the attention that I wanted. Okay. And he clearly did not like me back. And then a few years ago, we actually connected again over Instagram. And I think back to those times and I think, you know what? He's finally giving me the attention that I wanted back then, which is hilarious because I'm like, no, if you didn't want me then, it's not happening now. Like, I'm sorry. Okay. Then, when I got out of school and I started my first job at 19, I met so many different people and was like starting to get some male attention. You could say like I glowed up a little bit from high school, thank goodness, which was really weird for me because I was not used to having that type of attention. But I flirted, I enjoyed the attention. It was just so weird to navigate. It was like something completely new to me. And I remember going to Cafe Caprice one night in Camps Bay with a group of friends, and I was at the bar and got approached by these older men. Like, so gross, okay? Like, no. And as a young girl in my early 20s, I was definitely treated poorly by a lot of guys, and it was heartbreaking. But when I look back now, I like allowed it. I allowed it because my self-worth was so low. And my first job in total was such a toxic environment. Like, I was the youngest girl there. I was looked at in such a sexualized way by like grown men. And it was just kind of gross to think back on because you kind of just like go with the flow and like you're just nice to everyone. But you only kind of realize like how weird and gross people are when you kind of look back on those experiences and how like really creepy it is, to be honest. But when I moved jobs, I met this guy who ended up being like my first kind of serious thing. Okay. He seemed really sweet and fun. They all do. And then when we did kind of like eventually get together, you know, over time, he became really toxic and very like into like mind games and stuff and like guilt trips and like all of those types of toxic traits and constantly being judged in the environment that I was in. And I remember his dad even made a comment once where he was like, have you seen his ex-girlfriend? Like, she was so stunning. Like, okay, sweet. I'm happy for you guys. He eventually left the company that I was like working for, completely ghosted me. And then like a year later, when I moved jobs and moved on in life, he contacted me again. So they always try and come back, but no thank you. Okay. And then fast forward to the age of 21, I found a job closer to home. I was so happy about that. I eventually got my first long-term, like serious boyfriend who like became like the love of my life. And, that was such an awesome experience. And I'll never be able to explain the feeling of being with him. It's like, I feel like that's what love is like supposed to be like in its purest form, where you just kind of like accept each other and like love each other. But you know what? Things didn't work out, and that's life. And we were together for like a majority of my 20s. So now that I'm at a place where I'm trying to get back out there again, I've like tried Tinder, just isn't my vibe. I've been opening up myself to like replying back to guys who pop in my DMs. I've been trying to open myself up to at least forming friendships with men again. But I've lost like a little bit of hope in dating, especially in Cape Town. Like, are there any guys who don't cheat? Are there any guys who don't lie? Are there any guys who are kind and honest? And are there any guys who don't do drugs and like party all the time? Like, I honestly don't know, because I seem to attract all of the emotionally unavailable, afraid of commitment ones. And I was thinking to myself, why do I attract those types of people all the time? So I asked myself, hey, let me Google this, okay? And I'm going to read what Google has said. So it said, sometimes if someone had a past where they experienced emotional unavailability, like in their family or like previous relationships, they might like unconsciously seek out similar dynamics because it feels familiar, even if it's not healthy. The next thing it said was, if someone struggles with self-esteem or has weak boundaries, they might be more likely to tolerate or be drawn to partners who aren't ready for a serious relationship. And it can be a way of like avoiding deeper, more vulnerable connections, which is a thing. The next thing it said was, there might be beliefs like, I don't deserve a committed partner, or I'm not worthy of love, that can influence who someone is drawn to. And then the last thing it said was, some people are attracted to the challenge of trying to fix or change someone. The emotional roller coaster of like an unavailable partner can feel intense and thrilling, which can be mistaken for genuine passion. So I feel like recognizing these patterns and like asking myself, why am I drawn to certain people, or why do I attract these types of people who, it kind of just like allows me to be aware of it. So I'm able to take a step towards having a healthier relationship with someone. But I feel like that kind of first starts with me. And I feel like before getting into anything serious with someone, I feel like it's very important to like try and figure out, hey, how can I improve? What did I do wrong? Like, how can I love myself more? So for me, dating in Cape Town hasn't been an easy thing, okay? Maybe it's the places I'm looking or the vibe I give off that attracts the wrong people, but it's hard to not find someone who is actually a decent person. Like, this one guy recently shared with me that, he's like open to like, hanging out and like seeing where things go and all of this stuff. But he literally has a full-on girlfriend and then expects us to still completely carry on like normal. And that's just not something that I want. Or there's this other guy who has a lot of potential, but is emotionally unavailable. Or there's somebody else that I've spoken to who basically kind of just like keeps in contact with me, probably like just in case he needs company. And I'm just like, okay, I totally get why some women decide to literally call men trash and like do their own thing without fearing judgment from society, because so many guys in Cape Town, from my experience, just don't know what they want. And I've just realized that instead of becoming sad about not finding someone or feeling like I never will, I'm rather going to focus on being that version of myself that will attract the person that I truly want. And instead of trying to find that person, allow him to come to me once I work on myself and become the version of myself that I want. I feel like you attract something good when you stop searching for it, when you allow what's meant for you to come to you. And in the meantime, you just need to focus on becoming the best version of yourself for you. So that's what my vibe is right now. Just taking care of me, working on me, and living my life for me. The next thing I want to chat about are the feminine qualities that healthy masculine men find extremely attractive. Taking care of yourself. Like, this is the most simple and basic one, which is why I'm starting off with it first. Like, taking care of your body, taking care of the way you look, basically prioritizing things that make you feel good. Masculine men are attracted to women who take care of themselves. If you constantly have like greasy hair and you don't have good hygiene habits and your skin isn't greatly nourished, and not just speaking about one greasy hair day, but like you're not presenting yourself in your best light and it's not very attractive. It's just not about the way that you look, but it's also about the energy and the message that it sends to people, especially the people that you actually want to attract. So there is no denying that like looks obviously play a role in attracting your significant other. And if you take care of yourself and the way you look, you attract better. And you most likely will obviously come off as more attractive if you tend to take care of yourself. But I feel like it's not about putting on like a full face of makeup or getting your hair done professionally every day. It's about taking care of yourself on a holistic level. So like practicing good hygiene, practicing self-care, working out, feeding yourself well. Like if you show yourself respect, if you show yourself that you have value and you feel proud of how you look, that you value your health and your happiness, he will likely see that too and then treat you in that way. And he will see that you are the prize, like you have value. And what's more important is that you see that you have value for yourself. Like you don't need someone else to tell you that. And feminine energy is an energy, okay? It's not a look. It's the energy of like love and care and softness. And it doesn't mean you need to wear tons of makeup or, you know, have your hair done all the time. Sometimes it's just an energy that you give off through taking care of yourself and your well-being. And that's incredibly captivating for a masculine man. The next thing is being lighthearted. So this is about slowing down and enjoying things, having a positive outlook on life. And you can be playful sometimes too, like instead of being so serious. Masculine energy is usually all about getting things done. It's all about rules and structure and logic and routine and being more in the mind than in the heart. So when there is a light-hearted type of energy, it's like a breath of fresh air for a masculine man and it makes you more magnetic. And when a man is around vibrant, healthy, feminine energy or sees healthy, vibrant, feminine energy, it gives him vitality and energy. A lot of masculine men have this deep desire to, be around a softer, happier woman. And a lot of women, I feel, have hardened throughout life from experiences and trauma. And this loving, playful part of ourselves has been let go of and not really nurtured. And you know what? It's okay to be playful. It's okay to be joyful. It's okay to be happy even when you aren't like where you want to be yet. The third thing is don't force things. So a magnetic feminine woman does not force things to happen. She does not force to be in a relationship. She does not force anything. She doesn't have desperate energy. She's able to remain in a state of love, trust, and knows that things will work out for her. Like in a relationship or dating, when a woman just pushes things and tries to force a relationship to happen, you kind of take away his ability to pursue. So will every man want to be with you and pursue you? No. And it has nothing to do with you as a woman, but if you get the hint that someone is slightly attracted to you and you kind of just like push and push, it will only push them away. So don't force things in life. Rather just allow things to come to you because I feel like what's meant for you will come to you. And the thing women need to realize is that we are not here to like convince a guy of anything. When you force things, you give off desperate energy and you also come off less appealing and valuable. They are also usually attracted to a woman with a certain mindset or outlook on life. Like, I am comfortable and confident in who I am and I can sit back and relax because what is meant for me will come to me. And yes, I may want to be in a relationship, but I am also whole and complete as I am. Okay, like chill out and just let go of control and relax. And I feel like this type of relaxed nature allows you to attract the right type of man because you are focused on loving yourself. Okay, so in romantic relationships, when we are with someone, we want to feel good with them, right? Women usually feel good when, someone makes them feel like that they're cherished and they're loved and cared for and pursued and protected, which is usually what would make a man more attracted to them. And the hero instinct is this theory that every man has this desire to be a hero, and basically the desire to want to protect and add value to someone's life. However, women have been encouraged to be more independent and not accept a man's help. And I firmly believe that you need to be able to stand on your own. Like, I'm a very independent woman. And I think that it's very important to know how to navigate things by yourself, how to live life and be comfortable on your own and stand on your own. But I also believe that when it comes to being in a romantic relationship, you have to be willing to accept help sometime. Otherwise, you won't attract a masculine partner. Like him opening the door for you, for example. Like, allow him to do it. Like, accept it. If he's buying you flowers, accept it. Letting him accept that role, which makes him feel good about himself, and it'll also make him more attracted to you because you are enabling him to feel that way. You're making him feel good about himself. He feels wanted and needed. And men love to add value and save the day, like whether it's big or small. So when you allow this part of him to like shine through, it only increases his appeal for you. And he will also feel good about himself too. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this week. I love making these episodes. I love hanging out with you. Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel, new videos every Monday. I also have a book. It's called Bright Days Ahead. Check it out on Amazon. And I will see you guys next week, Wednesday. New podcast episodes every Wednesday. I love you, okay? And we can hang out soon. Have an amazing week. Ciao.